In this video, I'm going to be focusing on addressing an issue that comes up occasionally with GIS software, is how to deal with data when you add it to ArcMap and you see a red exclamation point next to your data and you have nothing displaying on screen. You'll see this in a couple different ways. When you get started in GIS G110, you'll see a lot of this with textbook exercises after you've downloaded the data off of Blackboard. And as you move on through GIS classes in your personal experience, you'll see that when you maybe move from one computer to another, you'll start seeing those red exclamation points again. So this video will address two things. One, how to fix the red exclamation points, and two, how to prevent them from happening. So this picks up after you've already downloaded your data, extracted it, and you're ready to bring it into ArcMap. So when you go to add your data, sometimes, we'll connect to our desktop real quick. Sometimes you will find that the data they ask you to add may pop up with a red exclamation point right next to it. So let's highlight that for you. See it right, oops, that did not work. You'll see it in this area in the table of contents. There we go. You can see the red exclamation point over here next to bike routes. All right. So how do we deal with that? How do we address the red exclamation point? This red exclamation point tells us that there is a lack of connection between our data and where the data are stored. So it's looking for the path name that we have the data saved as, and the map can't locate that file within the path. When you're downloading data from Blackboard, you lose the connection to the file, usually because the textbook has a path name saved to the C drive where it assumes you're downloading data to. You're downloading data off the data CD onto your C drive. If you're downloading data off Blackboard or you're moving from computer to computer, that drive where you're saving your data may have changed. So let's check out where the data are telling ArcMap to go look for the shapefiles. So we can go to Properties, go to the Source tab, and it's telling us that this file is asking ArcMap to go to the C drive, the Esri Press folder, to find our bike lanes. It's in the geodatabase, Chicago geodatabase, and it's looking for the bike routes feature class. Remember, I saved this data to our desktop. That's where I added it from. So we need to change the data source. One way to do that is to go to the Set Data Source button there. And if you'll notice, this has brought me immediately to my desktop where I have the data saved. But you can always go back and navigate to where your data are saved. So we're on my desktop, or on my C drive, go to Desktop, Chapter File, Data. It's in the Chicago geodatabase because we saw that from the Layer Properties window. And we can highlight bike routes. And if you click on Add, we're adding it as the data source. You will see that the location of the file has changed. We've also got some new information, including the coordinate system. We can click on OK. And you can see now our bike routes are displayed. And our red exclamation point has gone away. Sorry, that was messy. Now, how do we prevent this from happening again? So we've solved the problem. We can see it in our ArcMap window. How do we solve this from happening again? The easiest way to do that is to set relative paths. So to set a relative path, that's saying that it's giving ArcMap an idea of where to find the file. It's not linking it specifically to the C drive or to my desktop, but it's setting a relative association of where the data would be. We're going to File, Map Document Properties. If you notice, under Map Document Properties, you have a lot of different options, but here down at the bottom we have path names, store relative path names to data sources. When we check this box, if it was unchecked, like if you're adding your data to a new map, if you check this box, it's always going to help the computer link back to, and help the program link back to where you've saved the files. So make sure the box is checked, click apply and OK. And the next time you open this MXD file, after you save it, the next time you open this MXD file, you should link back to the bike routes and no longer see that red exclamation points. So just to clarify, that's under File, Map Document Properties. That's a good habit to get into when you start new maps, is to immediately set relative paths, so you don't have to worry about this issue in the future.